Hey guys, we're making Kołaczki today, these beautiful Polish filled cookies. You want to stay tuned. Hey, I'm Lois Britton, the creator behind the website Polish Housewife. I had the good fortune to live in Poland for several years and fell in love with Polish food. I'm back in the States now, but I still love to share recipes with you. So thanks for stopping by. Hey, we're making Kołaczki today. You may have heard this word pronounced Kolaczki, and that's because the L in this word has a little slash on it. There's a W sound to that in Polish. So Kołaczki would be an English pronunciation, Polish would be Kołaczki. The dough is easy to make, the simplest part of the recipe. I'm going to tell you what we need, and if you prefer to work in metric, I will include those conversions below in the notes. We need 1.5 cups of softened butter, unsalted, 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, 3 cups of flour, and half a teaspoon of salt. Couldn't be easier. So we'll mix it all up together, creaming our butter and cream cheese until they're smooth, and then we'll add the dry ingredients. Now, I've seen variations on this recipe. I have seen some versions that will add an egg to the dough. Some recipes omit the salt, but I think everything's better with just at least a pinch of salt. It's not going to taste salty, but it will just brighten all the other flavors and make all this fat and flour not seem gummy. So here we go. And this is soft, so it's blending up really nicely. And now I'm going to add my salt, the flour, and I'm going to mix it just a little bit because it flies all over the place if you don't. Give it a head start. Okay, off we go again. So much for helping it out, not splattering. Okay, so I have my nice dough. I'm going to wrap it up in plastic wrap, put it in the fridge for an hour or overnight, whatever you need to fit your schedule. And then we'll get on with the harder part of the recipe. I think this recipe is probably Kołaczki. I might be wrong, but my impression is that this is more popular with Polish Americans than it is in Poland. This is the most popular recipe on my site the last 12 months. Always brings a lot of traffic. There's always a lot of interest. I mean, a lot of emotion. A lot of love associated with these cookies and holiday memories. But you don't have to save it for holidays. I have made these to share with friends for breakfast, sort of a breakfast potluck, like taking a nice fruity pastry. So it's going in the fridge. When we're finished with that, we'll roll it out, add our fillings, and bake them up. While my dough is chilling in the fridge, I'm going to make one of the fillings for my Kołaczki. This one is a nut filling. I'm using walnuts, but you could use pecans, almonds, whatever you like. I have half a pound of walnuts. I'm going to add a cup of sugar, and I'll blitz these together, and then we'll add some flavoring and binder. We don't want it to be like a nut butter, but just really finely ground. And to that, I'm going to add an egg white. Just going to hold it all together. And about half a teaspoon of vanilla. And half a teaspoon of almond extract, my absolute favorite. Smells so good. We'll just blitz it up again. So that's kind of all incorporated now. Tastes really good. As far as other fillings for your Kołaczki, Solo brand, if you can find it, their fillings are excellent and perfectly suited for this. On my website, I've also included in the recipe some directions to make fillings out of dried fruit, apricots, cranberries. Poppy seed is another option. If you have a Polish deli nearby, you might find these fillings, or maybe poppy seed paste as a filling. I found some. So I've found this at my local Eastern European deli. You might find something like this. You can also try marmalades, jams, preserves. It's kind of a check and see, because every brand, every recipe will be a little bit different. I've had some luck with others, and others, they are too thin. They run and don't leave you with anything left in the cookie after it's finished baking. So I would say, if it's not a filling designed for this sort of thing, bake a test cookie. Try one and see how your homemade cherry preserves do. See if that's what you want to use for a whole tray. So we've made our dough, chilled it. We've even made a filling from scratch. Those were the easy parts. Now we're going to roll out the dough and cut and fill our cookies. So this dough, it's really short, has a lot of fat in it for the amount of flour. It can be a little difficult to work with. I mean, I find pie crust easier than this. And I like to roll it out on granular sugar. I've seen some people say they do that with powdered sugar. Some might use a mix of sugar and flour. But anyway, here we go. So I'm just going to roll this out to about 1/4 inch in thickness. And it's really solid, really cold. So it's going to take a second. A little bit of muscle work. This, if you look at the comments on this recipe on my website, there's so much conversation about how to keep the little folds, corner folds, from opening up. I really struggled with that the first time I made these. And I'm a pretty experienced baker. It surprised me that the dough was so stubborn. Okay, so I'm going to give my rolling pin just a bit of flour to try to keep that from sticking. So I picked up a lot of tips from readers. I've noticed that I feel like I had better luck when the dough was thinner. If my dough was getting thicker than 1/4 inch, it's almost like it stubbornly wanted to go flat again. I also think that I've taken the suggestion of adding a drop of water, pinching the two corners together, and then folding them over. I've had pretty good luck with that. Okay, I'm getting close to my 1/4 inch. Woo! That will happen. I'm going to mend it. Hoping the dough is forgiving enough for that. This is getting a little bit thin here and still too thick here. Okay. I'm going to call that a 1/4 inch. And just kind of loosen it up underneath. I'm going to try to square it up a little bit too, because the mat I'm using has guides, inches marked on it, and that'll hopefully help me get about 2-inch squares. So you can cut this with a really sharp knife. You could use your bench scraper. You can use a pizza cutter. This works really well. But since I happen to have this little dough cutter that has a zigzag edge, that's what I'm going to work with. I just like the extra detail that it adds. So I'm going to kind of square this dough up. And I'll make another cut 2 inches down. Okay, cookies are supposed to be rustic, right? I'll do the same thing going back the other way. Right about where I can line up nicely with the shortest piece. When I fill these, you've got to be careful not to use too much. I want to say 1/2 teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon maximum. Too much and the filling's just going to run everywhere. Not what you want. Okay, that's not enough to give me a full square. So I'll re-roll these with my scraps from the next batch. So I've got 2, 4, 5, 15. I have 19 cookies out of this rolling. And we'll try the filling. We'll see how it does. Okay, we're set up and ready to fill. I'm going to try out 4 different fillings. I have lined my baking sheet with parchment paper. And I've preheated the oven to 350. So I'll just give these like a scant teaspoon. The first one I'm going to do is marmalade, just a wee bit. And I'm putting a little dab of water on one of the points. I'm going to bring these 2 points up together in the center and really squeeze them together. Get that dough to meld, and then I'll fold it over. Kind of gently press it down so I don't squeeze out all the filling. This one's ready to bake. Just the tiniest little bit going on here. Moisten the corner. Then I fold these 2 over and just kind of pulling it around the filling, which didn't seem like that much. So I've got it crimped together at the top, and I'll just kind of fold it over. This one is the nut filling we made today. just a wee bit. And I'll get the corners damp. Bring them together at the top. And the dough is soft enough, forgiving enough, that you can pull it a little bit if it seems like it's not going to wrap all the way around. Now I have some of my poppy seed filling. And so, you know, I had a big can. I'm not going to use all that in this recipe, but I will just put it in a freezer bag and pop it in the freezer until I need it for another dish. I have a lot of favorite things to do with poppy seed filling. One is to make a poppy seed Danish with squares of puff pastry. Super easy and so delicious, and it looks really impressive. You could make poppy seed roll, makowiec. I've seen a lot of poppy seed cakes on Polish websites that I'm eager to try making. I know that's coming soon. And these are my cherry preserves. We'll see how they turn out. Folding the two corners over, pinching them together, and then kind of just wrapping it down. So it didn't look like I put very much on there, but I mean, it looks quite full now. I hope it's not too full. So I'm going to bake these 4. We'll see how they do, and then I'll decide which fillings I'll use for the rest of the dough. Keep your fingers crossed. So I'm just giving them a dust of powdered sugar. Optional, you can do that if you want. I wanted to say the 4 flavors I used worked perfectly. Nothing ran out of the cookie. They stayed nice and where they belong, the fillings. I was surprised at how much I liked the cherry preserves. The flavor was just so bright and sweet and tart at the same time, really full of flavor. I think it was the most pronounced of the 4. So try your hand, make your own fillings. You can maybe find Solo online. Polana has some nice Polish preserves. Check it out, see what you like. And I decided you should try one of at least every filling. So if you do more fillings, I mean, the sampling has to be more. I was lucky mine stayed nicely folded. I did have a few that opened up. And these tend to be the ones where I didn't get the dough quite as thin. The thicker ones kind of open, and I end up with no cross over the top of dough at all. It's just like that. Hey, but those are for the cook, right? Smacznego. Check PolishHousewife.com for more information.